All right, so as promised, I'm going to be going over Trudeau's dirty porn secret. And before I start, I rewatched my video that I put out yesterday, the 1 minute clip talking about stuff. And so people coming to this video may sort of have the wrong impression of what I'm going to be doing, but I think when I watched the video, I didn't really do a clickbaity thing. I said he has affiliations with a porn thing. So anyways, I'm going to go through that so you understand what I'm actually talking about. I just didn't want to give out too much information in case someone else found it and then made a video before I did, right? So let's get into this. But before we get started, I'm going to show you the website I'm talking about as it is today. And then we're going to go back and we're going to take a look at different things in regards to that website. So give me a second. All right, so I'm just going to show you right now. So we got justin.ca, so that's Justin Trudeau's website. If I click enter on that right now, it's going to go and redirect to liberal.ca. So to give you an idea what his website is today, that's exactly what it is today. So let me take you back a little bit in time here, and we're going to take a look at some of the history in regards to this website. All right, so if you don't know what the Wayback Machine is, I kind of explained it yesterday. So essentially, if there's a website that you're interested in and you want to kind of see what that website looked like in the past, you go to the Wayback Machine, you type in that website, and then it'll give you essentially every single year that the website has been. All the way from 1996 when this website came up, all the way up until, well, today, right? And it'll show you all the different snapshots. So what they do is they take a snapshot of a website and then they go and they put it down like this, right? So March 6, 2002 for justin.ca, and then there's one snapshot at 5:17 I think Zulu time. Anyway, that part doesn't matter. So I'm going to show you this, or actually Geneva Mountain Time or whatever it is. So anyways, let's go take a look at this website back in 2002. And I'm just going to be pausing while it's loading, except for a couple of the ones, because the loading can take a little while. So just, I'm not editing anything. I'm just literally pausing while things load. All right, so this is what is archived for March 6, 2002, and we can see the date up here in the top if you can see my cursor. And as you can see at the top there, there's a banner. Now, if you remember back in the early 2000s, banners were put on websites as a way of advertising to be able to make the websites free or cheap or whatever, right? I remember that on a lot of websites. But you can kind of see that there's some interesting titles in here. Now, I'm pretty sure I can post this without getting into trouble on YouTube here. But then, this is the Liberal website, and it goes down and it just talks about things. So you can search justin.ca and stuff like that. Now, there is no dates on this website as is right now, as per what the date of this website that was posted, right? Other than the fact that Wayback Machine says it was March 2002. Now, when I looked into this, the Wayback Machine didn't really give me too much information on whether or not a snapshot could be false, right? But in terms of legal purposes, snapshots sometimes are inadmissible, I think the term is in court, because of whatever reasons, right? Now let's go take a look at the next set of years and see what happened there. All right, so this is 2003. So 1 year later, and I'm going to click on this January 6th one. Okay, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to show you what the next page looks like, but then I'm going to have to pause it. I'm going to have to blur it, right? When I was testing out this blurring before, as you can kind of see, my video is a little choppy right now. I think it's because of my camera. When I do this, and my video card, when I do this and I put the blur on there, it may get really choppy, so please bear with me. I don't know how this is going to record, but you'll be able to sort of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So let's click on January 30th, 2003, and you can see it's redirecting right there. I'm going to pause now. All right, so I'm hoping this is blurred enough, and yeah, my video is getting more choppy. I hope my voice, it looks like my voice is doing fine. It's not too choppy. I'll talk a little bit slower just to make sure. So you can see up here tnn.ca, and oh, I should have maybe move that blur a little bit more, but it says top net nudity and then it's .ca. So, you know, there's some pretty interesting pictures in here, and if I go to scroll down, there's quite a few different interesting things that I can't really show you in clear vision without getting into trouble. So that's just to give you an idea of what the website looked like in March 31st. If you can see my cursor, it's taking a while to load up there, I think. Anyways, March 31st, 2003. All right, so I'm going to pause as I get out of this screen and take off the blur. All right, so the blur is off and everything's looking better. So this is now 2008. So we're going to go to May 5th, 2008 and click on that one. And it's probably going to take a bit to load. So I'm going to show you what the page looks like after. Oh no, it's loading. We'll just let it do its thing, I guess. Hopefully this isn't porn again. I'm pretty sure it isn't. There we go. All right. So I'm going to click English, which I wasn't able to do on the other one because of some things I'll show you later. Okay, that didn't really change. So we can see that this in 2008 was his political writing, Papineau writing, and stuff like that. So you can see there's some archives from April 2008. So we know that this is sort of dated to that time. The other one, we weren't able to see that. And then you can see down here, if I can get out of the way, 2007 to 2008, Papineau Federal Liberals Association, right? So you can see that down at the bottom. So we know that this website right here is actually from 2007, 2008, right? Now I'm going to show you, I think, one more. So let me just pause. Right, so this other one that I was going to show you was essentially what I showed you before in terms of a more recent. So July 27th of this year, it shows that it redirects to the liberal.ca. And I wanted to show you this because then you can actually see that it does redirect. If the website has a redirect on it, it will actually redirect, right? So that's just something I wanted to show you, and then it redirects and it actually says liberal.ca. Previously, it had said tnn.ca, right? So I want to show you guys a couple things in regards to those websites real quick, and then we're going to get into some other things that I found. All right, so this right here is CIRA.ca, which I think is the Canadian Internet Registration Authority or Association. And justin.ca was registered in 2000. So this website's been around for 22 years. On November 8th at 2250 minutes Zulu, I believe that is. And the expiry date is this, you know, because it expires every year. You have to register your domain, is on December 1st of this year. And the last time that it was registered was on November 30th of last year. And it's being run by Tucos. So when I scroll down, it doesn't actually say anything else because the rest is all redacted for privacy, right? So let's take a look at this one, TNN. That's the one that it got redirected to. It was also registered in 2000. It was also registered on November 8th, and it was registered 5 hours before justin.ca. So I found that interesting. Now, the registration company is different, as you can see down here. And again, a lot of things are redacted for privacy, right? So I also found that kind of interesting. Now, let's just talk about maybe Justin Trudeau bought this domain later on. And that's a possibility from some things that I saw, because it kind of looks like that domain expired for a period of time and then it was repurchased, right? Or reset up. So I don't know for sure that this has to do with Justin Trudeau, other than that first snapshot. And like I said, I haven't been able to find a clear answer on whether or not snapshots can be false from 2002, right? I just find it very interesting that it actually shows some liberal things with that banner on the top and stuff like that. So, but what we can see essentially is that the creation date for both of them are the same. So maybe TNN bought also justin.ca. maybe, and maybe they went and did that, but that doesn't make sense for the snapshot, and so that makes absolutely no sense to me. So I want to show you a couple more things here real quick before we get going. All right, so this is part of what gives me pause, right, in terms of Justin Trudeau's career. Now, this was done by Global News at one point, and it says in 2002, essentially, he wasn't doing anything political until 2006. And then, then he wins his riding for Papineau, and elected historically liberal riding of Papineau, unseating the bloc, blah, 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 right? So there's no real evidence saying that he's done anything. In 2000, his father died. So it looks like about 1 month after is when that domain was registered. So who knows what's going on here? But what it looks like is that he does have affiliations with um, a porn website. Now, this is how I kind of look at it, right? So if you go to buy a business, you want to know if there's any sort of conspiracy theories or sort of any sort of bad publicity that may come with that company, right? For example, in a city that I didn't grow up in, but my cousin grew up in, there was a Chinese restaurant that apparently, although never proven or charged or anything like that, was grabbing stray cats and using that as part of their dinners. Now, if when that business sold, that person didn't know about that and was wondering why they weren't getting any business. Well, that's because they didn't do the research into kind of like the folklore and stuff like that in regards to that business. Whether that was true or not, I don't think it was ever proven. And that was years and years and years and years ago. So anyways, that's the same thing with this website. Wouldn't you want to take a look and see, what this website is saying about what's going on, right? So anyways, let's go take a look at another thing here. All right, so I wanted to show you this because I said that this doesn't have to do with the April Fool's joke. As we can see, April 1st, 2011, Justin Trudeau, as a joke, went and put up, that the QR code was given, porn and stuff like that, right? So that was an April Fool's joke because it actually did link to justin.ca, and at the time, it would have actually went to the justin.ca website. And this was the other thing I was talking about. Justin Trudeau would like everyone to know that his porn star name is Smokey Sussex. And there's a little video about it and stuff like that. I'm not going to play it in to be able to save some time here. But I did find this, and this was on the Prawn Hub, if you know what I mean. And Justin Trudeau dominates Black Bull, then fucks old man's wife. And I know I'm not supposed to swear to be able to get away from monetization, but I'm not monetized, so hey, I can say whatever I want. Anyway, so I'm going to play this because I thought it was kind of funny. But the end clip is probably the most interesting part, so just watch.
Hit it. What? You hit it. Right hand. Right hand.
I was put on this planet to do this. I fight and I win. What's my arm?
So as you heard, he was put on this planet to do this, and he fights and he wins. So I just need to add that in there because, well, it is what it is, right? So anyways, like I said, I'm not 100% sure that Justin Trudeau actually had that as a website, but everything I'm seeing points towards him having the website prior to the porn showing up, and that's what I wanted to make sure everyone saw and stuff like that. So the question is, if he was asked about it, and if he was able to prove that maybe he bought the website later on, I think that should be sort of public disclosure, that he should sort of at least clear that up. Because honestly, with a lot of the other things that have happened, with the groping allegations, with the, paying off a minor allegations, with the, teacher he used to work with in Vancouver who had child pornography allegations. Actually, that's not an allegation, that's true. And stuff like that. It just kind of, it seems like he's kind of just going, like this might actually be possible, that maybe he ran a porn site called TNN. So anyways, you have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll catch you on the flip side.